So apparently Biden is now doing the same bullshit that Trump was doing a couple years ago, essentially shitting on fucking immigrants that are seeking asylum from their countries that American policies assisted with. So if we go down, reading some of the article here, 2 years ago, candidate Joe Biden loudly denounced President Donald Trump for immigration policies that inflicted cruelty and exclusion at every turn, including toward those fleeing the brutal government of socialist Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. So yeah, so Joe Biden, rightfully criticized Donald Trump for, treating immigrants like shit and calling them rapists and whatever. And so he was right to do that, but now we have Biden essentially doing the same thing. So now, with increasing numbers of Venezuelans arriving at the U.S.-Mexico border as the November 8 election nears, Biden has turned to an unlikely source for a solution: his predecessor's playbook. Biden last week invoked a Trump-era rule known as Title 42, which Biden's own Justice Department is fighting in court, to deny Venezuelans fleeing their crisis-torn country the chance to request asylum at the border. So basically what's going on is that Biden essentially is trying to get rid of this rule that Trump set up, but at the same time he's using the rule in order to fucking disallow Venezuelans from entering the border. Which is hilarious because American policies basically assisted with the turmoil of their own country, with causing, non-stop sanctions and fucking trying to destroy their economy wherever they can. So you're gonna go do that, and then at the same time you're gonna fucking be like, no, you can't come into the country, even though we fucked up your country, you still can't come into the country. Like, it's a fucking disaster. Moving on, the rule first invoked by Trump in 2020 uses emergency public health authority to allow the United States to keep migrants from seeking asylum at the border, based on the need to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. So they came up with some bullshit rule to fucking prevent immigrants from coming into the country. Under the new Biden administration policy, Venezuelans who walk or swim across America's southern border will be expelled, and any Venezuelan who illegally enters Mexico will be ineligible to come to the U.S. Unless they come through an airport. So, yeah, basically, Biden is essentially, doing the same thing as Trump. So it's just like, it's just annoying when politicians essentially criticize their their opposition for certain policies, and then they go and do the same exact fucking thing as soon as they're elected. So, kind of annoying, very fucked up. Moving on, Mexico's insisted, so they basically Mexico saying like, oh, you have to at least accept some of these immigrants. If we want us to turn them back or host them or whatever, you have to at least expel them as well, or allow some of them in. And then this also comes after, so he talks about here, basically, Biden was criticizing DeSantis for doing that bullshit publicity stunt that he did a couple weeks ago. Well, yeah, you shat on him for it, which is rightfully so again, but then you're doing the same exact thing you're actually doing the same exact fucking thing that he was doing. So, these are children and moms who are fleeing communism. Funny enough, I love this line because it's just like, yeah, they were fleeing communism to go escape to a capitalist country that is rejecting them as well. So it's like, what? It's like, alright, if your logic is that you want to help people that are escaping communism, but then you reject them as soon as they come in. Also, first of all, this is retarded. This is such a stupid fucking statement from whoever this person is. What a dumb person. Holy moly. First of all, Venezuela's not a communist country. Like, what? But let's just pretend it was. Let's say they were fleeing it the fucking way that they're saying that everything's going on. This makes no sense. So they're fleeing it, and they're just, instead of embracing these people, you're just like, no, I'm gonna turn them away and let them die. Like, what? The logic here makes absolutely no fucking sense. You literally can't turmoil a country with sanctions and then turn them away when they seek asylum from you. It's like taking a shit in your friend's floor and then kicking them out after they ask for a bag. Like, what? It's just really sad, especially from Kamala Harris. She's just another example. She's one of the worst vice presidents we've ever had. But don't come.
Do not come. Do not come.
It's like, bitch, they're coming. All right, get out of here. The administration says the policy is ensuring a lawful and orderly way for Venezuelans to enter the U.S. Which, what? They were already there is no lawful and orderly way. So what is your position? They're requesting asylum. They're gonna come through the border, right? If that's the logic, then they're refugees. They are doing it lawfully and orderly. What the fuck are you talking about? And then he just goes on to make excuses and as to why he needs to do the bullshit he's doing. So, yeah. So, very unfortunate that the whole situation in Venezuela is fucked up in the first place. The U.S. has been sanctioning them and harming the people there and treating them like shit for years now. And so you have people who are trying to escape the current economic situation there to come to the U.S. to seek a better life. And as soon as they come to do that, the U.S. is like, yeah, go fuck yourself. So you fuck them twice. You fuck them with sanctions to fuck up the current standard of living. And then you fuck them a second time when they try to come in to escape that situation. You tell them, no, you can't come in. No, don't come. So, yeah, it's, the situation's rough for them, and I feel bad for those people, obviously. Unfortunately, that's just, I mean, I just don't understand this. Like, I don't understand like why he's gonna go like say one thing and then do the exact opposite that he said he was going to do. I think very simply, you basically Venezuelans should be able to come into this country as long as they're not like bringing, doing anything illegal or have a history of violent crime or whatever. They should be able to come into the U.S. because the U.S. has been. I mean, if you're going to go with the logic that you're trying to fuck up their country to oust their government, because you care so much about their people, you should, by that logic, allow these people to come into your country when they're seeking asylum. So that's all I have to say on this. Yeah, just another shit show in the U.S.